Hello and welcome to ReginaldESQ. I'm Underhook and this is Armoured Warfare. For those of you who don't know yet, I've stopped playing World of Tanks predominantly because the use or overuse of premium ammunition sort of got to me and I got sick of it. It feels a bit like a pay to win to me, and I know a lot of people don't think it is, but I think it is. And I got sick of it. So I have been playing other games. I've also just started playing Armoured Warfare, so I thought you might want to have a bit of a look at it. I'm in a tier 3 tank. It's a tier 4 match, only about 44s on each side or something like that. I have no idea where I'm going. Is there buildings there? I want to go where there's buildings. I want cover. I'm not good enough yet to play that way. So yeah, there is no what I would call pay-to-win ammunition in this game. So I've got AP, HE and heat rounds. Oh, hang on. I'm going to go this way because nobody's going to the town. And I think I might stay with the other players since I don't really know this map at all. Yeah, so like for example, an AP round costs me about 110 credits per shot. And a heat round costs me about 130 credits per shot. So it really makes no difference to me at all what ammunition fire. Price wise, everyone can afford to fire heat, even if they're a beginner. Brand new player can afford to fire whatever ammunition they want, and different ammunitions are better for different purposes in this game. Although it's still in beta, so there are some issues. Like at the moment, over penetration is supposed to be an issue, which at the moment it's kind of not. So if you shoot at a light tank with high penetration ammunition, you can go through it and come out the other side and not actually do much damage. But that is kind of out of the game at the moment. So they're still mucking around a bit with things. Anyway, I bounced off that one. It's pretty hard to penetrate turrets in this game. And I better be careful I don't get spotted out here. I've kind of got myself in a bad position here. I don't know really where to go. Might use this other tank here for cover. Yeah, so I kind of got sick of that in World of Tanks. I thought I'd give this a go. I have been playing quite a few other games actually. I've been spotted here now. Get this guy on the side of the turret. Someone's probably lining me up from somewhere. I think I missed him, or bounced. Yeah, I'm commentating live on this, which is why I'm pausing so much, because I'm trying to concentrate. I'm not really a good enough player to just do this. Let's see if I can pop over here and shoot this guy by surprise. Reckon I can. Oh, is he waiting for me? Yeah, we penetrated. And I can pull out of range now, so he's in a bad spot. Where's he gone? Oh, he went to the other side of the hill, did he? Okay, he got away.
Identify target. Hostile tank.
Damn, this thing doesn't have great gun depression. Where are they? There he is. Can we hit him? No, he's not quite exposed. So this game isn't perfect. There are some issues with it, but the artillery is a heck of a lot more balanced. So it doesn't do any more damage than a normal tank would do. And when they fire too much, they get spotted. They've also got things like illumination shells to illuminate the battlefield at higher tiers, and they can deploy smoke and do other things like that to try and support their teammates. So they have done a fair bit of work. Basically what they've done is spoken to World of Tanks players and asked them what they wanted in the game, which is a pretty smart thing to do. I'm not having a lot of impact on the game here, am I? As you can see, graphically the game is quite nice. I might be able to help out my teammates by going around the back here, methinks. Might be able to get these guys from the back. Let's see what we can do. So I'm in a tier 3 tank, T62. T62. He's just there. Shit, I thought he was behind the building when I went round there. Whoa, the other tank's come out to have a go at me, but he's too late.
Ammo up. Identify. Go ahead. Identify target. Hostile tank. Look ahead.
Yay, we got a kill. He was a tier 4 tank, I think, too. Shit, I'm getting shot in the back. I don't know if I missed him or what happened there, but anyway, he got me. Bugger. Oh, the game's pretty even. Yeah, don't know what happened there. Alright, so we might as well just follow around someone else on our team for a while. Let's see if we can get with a tier 4 instead of a tier 3. No, he's just camping. Oh, that's artillery. So that's artillery. And they need to move around after each shot. It gives away the position. I haven't played artillery yet, but it's a lot more balanced than it used to be. Now you can hear this tank squeaking. Once you get damaged, you tend to squeak and rattle and all sorts of stuff. So it's kind of good like that. He's dead. Let's find another tier 4 to follow around if we can. No, he's artillery. We'll follow this guy around. He's a bit of a camp. I think this might be actually be a tank destroyer, which is why he's camping. Every time I see these tanks, they seem to be camping, so that might be why. So yeah, Armoured Warfare. It seems like a good game. There is absolutely zero pay-to-win elements that I can see in it. A premium account, which I just purchased a premium account today, basically gives you, increased credits and XP earnings, but that's it. You can buy things like decals and stuff like that, and paint jobs for your tanks, but they don't do anything. So yeah, won't follow Artie. Artie's got to be born, doesn't it? We'll follow this guy. So from that point of view, I kind of like it. Artie is not annoying in this, so that's kind of good as well. It is annoying actually, but it's not devastating. And it seems pretty fair. The biggest problem I have at the moment is there's not enough people playing it. It is still in beta, but like at the moment this is a 15 by 15 game. 15 players each side. It looks like he's attacking Artie there. And that's why I've kind of got this replay for you, because it is a 15v15 game. A lot of the games I'm having is only 7 players per side, or 8, or 9, or 10 players per side. Simply because there's just not enough people playing it. I am also playing on a North American server, which is also a bit of an issue because, yeah, I've got bad ping. You see my ping is 214 milliseconds, and so I do get a bit of a lag. Like if I'm shooting, say if this moving tank here was driving past me, at say 5 meters away, I would shoot it at side and miss it by 10 meters. The shell would land behind it by 10 meters. So yeah, there's a lot of lag simply because of the ping. Other than that, the game runs well though. If I'm shooting stationary targets, it's not a problem. So if they do get a local server where the pinging gets sort of below 150, that would help a lot. What other issues does the game have? Not a lot, I think, that's wrong with it. There's some matchmaking problems at the moment, but that's pretty much due to not being enough players playing it on the North American server. This guy's doing alright. He's harassing this artillery here, but this guy's just not very good at tuning his gun. He might be suffering lag as well, because a lot of the players who play at the moment are Australians and New Zealanders, I find, at this sort of time of day. But yeah, the game looks nice, runs very well. I think probably when you damage a tank, I haven't noticed that there's any shell marks. I don't see any holes in the tanks or anything like that from damaging shells. So that's something that World of Tanks does very well that isn't really replicated here, and I'd like to see that in the game, because I get penned in this and I can't tell where I'm getting penned, and that is a bit of a bugger. The other thing that's really different is that the accuracy is way different. Like in this game, the accuracy is really good. So my T62 has an accuracy of, comparing to World of Tanks, of 0.14. So the most accurate gun in World of Tanks, as far as I know, is 0.31 spread at 100 meters. Whereas my T62, with some modifications, has a 0.14 spread at 100. So yeah, you tend to find in this game that the shells just hit. You hardly ever miss, unless, like I say, it's a moving target. I miss a fair bit, and I think that's just because of the lag, because I'm so far away from the server. But as far as stationary targets, you almost never miss. But you do bounce a lot. So the armor works a little differently, probably to World of Tanks. The armor's probably stands up a bit more, I guess, because there's not people buying insanely good ammunition and just overriding your armor like there is in World of Tanks. So armor does actually mean something in this game. Yeah, some of the other things, I think knocking over trees and lampposts, I think it's probably better done in World of Tanks than it is here. Yeah, and I think I had a lot invested in World of Tanks. I played over 24,000 games, so it was probably a game, you know, I would have stuck with. It was really just the premium ammunition is the only reason I really left World of Tanks. The artillery did bother me in World of Tanks, but it was the same for everybody, so that kind of, I thought, well, you know, everybody gets hit by artillery, so I don't care. Whereas with the premium ammunition, it wasn't everybody that was firing it. It was a minority of players who abused it, but still kind of wrecked the game for me. This driving through water here, I think, is really poorly done as well. It's much better in World of Tanks. Sometimes the water driving through is fairly well done. In this section, it's not. So there's some things World of Tanks does better, some things this does better. The colours are much better in this, I think, much more tropical looking. And the desert areas look quite good as well. Well, it's just trying to find this last Type 59. We've got 2 tanks left, they've got 1, so... the upgrade system on the tanks on this game is alright. I think it's probably... Considering I'm driving a Tier 3 tank, it's taking me a lot longer to grind through this tank, like to finish to elite it, I guess you would call it, to get to the next tank, than it would in World of Tanks. Like the lower tiers take a lot longer to get through, so that is an issue. Tier 1 and 2 is a real issue at the moment due to the matchmaking. There's a big jump from a Tier 2 tank to a Tier 3 tank as far as armor and survivability goes, so I'm finding that if you get into Tier 1 or Tier 2 tank, often you end up in like Tier 3, Tier 4 games, and you just get slaughtered because you can't penetrate them, and they can easily penetrate you, and it's pretty tough. And that's simply because there aren't enough players on. You know, you can find that, for example, you can be in a Tier 2 tank and be the only Tier 2 tank in the game. Everybody else is Tier 3 and Tier 4, and that's because they've made what I think is a mistake. They've got a PvE, so you can play against player versus environment. You don't have to play PvP. A lot of players get in and they find, gee, PvP's hard, so they go and do PvE, and you can still upgrade your tanks in PvE. So what that means is all the Tier 1 and 2 players go, gee, it's tough, so they'll all go PvE. And they upgrade their tanks that way. So there's none of them in PvP, and so when you try and play PvP, you're just up against much higher tier tanks all the time. So it's really hard to upgrade them, and that's a real problem at the moment. Maybe when it gets out of beta, if there's more people playing, it'll be better. Hopefully it will, because that's sort of an issue for them at the moment. And the PvE itself, I think, is an issue. From a PvP player's point of view, from my point of view, PvE kind of wrecks it because people have the option of playing PvE, they will play PvE, and that means there's a lot less players to play PvP. Because in PvE, you can feel like a king, because you can go out and destroy 20 tanks and think, wow, I'm invincible. Go to PvP and get shot before you do any damage and just die, because you're actually not that good a player. And that's in any game, of course. Like, you go and play Insurgency's a game I've been playing a bit of lately, and play PvE and then go play PvP and see the difference. So that's, of course, in any game that is PvP. So yeah, I think that that's kind of made it hard for PvP in this game, and I don't know whether this game will survive. I hope it does. It's a very good game, and I like it because it's very fair at the moment. Like I say, there's no pay-to-win element at all. So I hope it survives, I hope it does well. And when you consider this is still beta, and it's pretty early beta, it's pretty good for a beta. It's polished, The game works really well, the game mechanics are good, and they have really listened to player feedback. I know I've been in this since alpha or early beta or pre-release beta, and they sent out a survey to everybody asking for their feedback. And if you're a World of Tanks player, they asked you how you played World of Tanks, what you liked, all that sort of stuff. And that's why they've done Artillery the way they've done it, because they based it on feedback from players from World of Tanks. So, yeah, and I think too, customer service-wise, I think Wargaming is pathetic. I mean, I put in a support ticket to Wargaming, and they answered me after 6 months and said, "Oh, if it happens again, let us know, because we really care about you." Yeah, but they didn't actually fix the problem. So, yeah, Wargaming really don't give a stuff. And they've got a big player base, they don't have to. Whereas this game, they really seem to care, and they want to make a good game, and they care about their fans. So, yeah, I'd like to see the game do well. The other, this is just the stats. So you get, like I did, 963 damage, I spotted 4 tanks, I got 2 kills. This is the upgrade tree, so my crew is on level 2. They can go to, don't know how many levels there is, but they get upgraded. My commander, he can go up to level 5 and he gets more skills for each level. So he's on level 3 now. Once he gets to level 4, I can choose between these 2 skills. This one increases my crew hit points by 20%, and this one reduces repair time on your weapon systems by 50%. So some of these buffs are nice. So now the commander, as long with this commander will switch from tank to tank, so I can keep him for lots of different tanks. But the actual rest of the crew, they stay with the tank. You can't move them to another tank. So if I get these guys up, so they've all got one one skill here, which they got at level 1. I think there's only 2 levels. I get to level 2 and then I can give them another skill. So like this guy's got reload time reduced by 5%. This one, minimum accuracy. So when the accuracy circle is the largest, so before it even starts to reduce, it's 20% smaller. So that gives you better accuracy while you're on the move or unaimed, that sort of thing. So there's different things you can get for them. Upgrade system, you can get ammo. You can get better heat ammo or better AP ammo. You can upgrade the ammo. The upgrades don't take a lot. Like you can fully upgrade your tank. So my tank, I think, is fully upgraded, but I still haven't finished grinding it. I'm only 62% ground on this tank. So you still have to move it along. Because this was a gift tank, it's got permanent camouflage on it. I don't have to buy camouflage, but other tanks like this one, for example, don't have any camouflage. Yeah, so it does have quite a bit of detail as far as you go. So on the team there, you can see I finished sort of middle of the road there, 673 experience, or I call it reputation. I did 963 damage. These couple of guys survived. Details, it goes right into details. How many shots you fired, how many of them penned, what damage you did, potential damage to your tank, what bounced, what kind of tanks you did damage to, whether you damaged TDs, like in this case it looks like I damaged mainly just TDs. What kind of damage you did, what tanks you damaged, how much damage you did to higher tiers than you, how much damage you did the same or lesser tiers than you are, all sorts of stuff. It's all broken down, and then it shows you what when you earned your reputation points and your credits, what you earned them for. So the most of it is just for match participation. Then damage seems to be the next most thing you get rewarded for, and kills you don't get that much for. You get a little bit for assist. Spotting, you get a fair bit. So I got more points for spotting than I did for damaging tanks, you can see there. So, yeah, it's interesting like that as well. All in all, a good game, and well worth the time to invest, I think. So I may bring some more games as I get better in it, discover how the game works. So, yeah. Enjoy. I'll see you soon. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to ReginaldESQ. Have fun.